Hi, I'm going to show you another technique using the protective wax, using the Stewart Superior accent powders and gel medium. I'm going to begin by adding some really nice, attractive multiple colors. What I did is using small amount in a container, and I started with my protective wax and nice creamy wax that I use. From there I will put it in first a nice container that has a lid so it stays nice and soft. Then the second thing is we're going to take some of the powder, the accent powder, and I'm going to take an antique copper and just simply drop it in. No right or wrong in how much or how little, just so at least in the end the wax remains creamy and workable. And if it doesn't and it's crumbly, you added a little too much powder, so add a drop more of wax to balance it, and that's all you have to do. Now it's ready to give it a nice stirring. I went ahead before starting this clip and did several colors of the accent colors that I have 21 in my palette that I use, and also a nice variety of the turquoise powder with the wax. I have used the Super Copper, Spring Green, the Reflex Violet, Russet, Aztec Gold. I really like the combination of these colors because what we're going to do is put them all on the same gourd and then heat them and allow them to intermix with each other. It doesn't matter what color you start out with, but if you try some evenness of placement of this color and just kind of work it in, not 100%, leave areas uncovered because we want to have a little window left for the use of other colors to intermix and blend in. And then I'm going to take a touch of the turquoise and do the same here and there. Apply it to hopefully at least enough of the area that you feel is even within the same area. Okay? That's two colors. Definitely have to add a touch of Reflex Violet to this. Here and there we're going to take a little touch, this, and just give it a chance to be equal within the area. Of course, the masking tape is going to prevent this wax from flowing into my outer border edge, which will be another great lesson if you want to tune into how to make borders in your own templates. Okay, now we got the gold. Let's just do a touch of copper and see what happens after we use the heat tool. So right now, I'm sure you're looking at, oh my goodness, what a mess. But it's so cool when we start using the heat tool, which I will do right now with the heat tool in one hand, and we will need to use a cosmetic sponge to help grab some of the excess wax that just might flow. Heat tool, allow the wax to intermix with each other. You can turn the gourd as you wish to allow it to flow. Okay, now what I've got is a lot of wax, of course, and the opportunity to just absorb some of it, the excess, on the sponge. And you can see that it has stopped flowing now, so I've got a comfortable area covered with the wax that will no longer flow, but actually bake right into the surface of your gourd. The important thing from here is we've got some pretty good heat now that has accumulated in drying the wax on the gourd, so I'm going to have to just give it a few seconds to sort of cool off. Give you the first look of what a pretty combination of color. Let me also bring this out to show you again. There's no way you could do your best to simulate the color match, but sometimes it's so unique and it is very much on its own. Whatever happens, happens. However, if you can see that there's some lines going on right here of texturing, the next step now is to be using my matte gel gloss. And I'm going to take a stick, which you have many choices to make texture. Anything around the house works, and right now I'm just going to take a very fine line of this. It has just enough depth to give it the texture that I have just created, but what is going to happen is it's going to turn completely clear when it's dry. Also the next phase, of course, is we're going to use the same waxes over this dried gel that will show the texture that's been created. It's really not necessary to put a whole lot more than that on there, and also allowing it to dry. Air dry is very nice to do, but if you're impatient and you want to keep going, we can use the heat tool. But using it in a definite, if you can see how I'm actually moving the heat tool, you don't want to place direct heat in one position to dry this, but it will take about a minute or two. The next thing, and I'm going to experiment a little bit on here just to give you the idea. Once it's dried, it's created a very nice texture, and with your finger, if you'd like, you can rub that gold is Aztec gold, and you can just rub it over the existing surface and look at how it's picking up on the texture that was created. Do multiple colors as you'd like and enjoy the use of all these products together.